walk between your legs, or again, cause you to fall. Lighting. Dimly lit hallways, staircases, or bedrooms make it difficult to spot obstacles, especially when you get up, and we all get up in the middle of the night, we have to go potty, right? So those dimly lit areas can cause you to fall because you might trip over something. Bathroom surfaces such as wet tiled floors, or if there aren't grab bars or grab bars that aren't really doing their job and they're loose near the toilet or tub, can all lead to falling. Other indoor hazards: stairs, missing or loose handrails, uneven steps, objects piled up on the stairs, furniture, low coffee tables, chairs with wheels. That chair right over there really bugged me when I came in here because I saw this one. Right? Right? I get nervous when I see chairs with wheels. Low furniture that makes it difficult for you to get up. They can be too low and you're struggling to get up out of the chair. Storage. Keeping frequently used items on high shelves forces you to use something like a footstool or an unstable chair to get up and get that object, right? So keep regularly used items, if you can, on countertops for easy retrieval, okay? Down at the bottom here there are room-to-room safety checklists that can systematically assess your living quarters for fall risks. You guys all have a copy. I apologize, it is from Wisconsin on the Free Fall Wisconsin website, not Illinois. But that's one of the handouts that I gave you guys, is literally a checklist. You could go back to your rooms, or if you have loved ones and you want to give them a copy or whatever, they can go home and they can literally go through that checklist and see what things could possibly cause falls. Okay. Outdoor hazards. According to the National Institute on Aging, outdoor falls often occur on hard surfaces like concrete or asphalt, and approximately 73% of outdoor falls among middle-aged and older adults are usually caused by these environmental conditions. Uneven surfaces, cracks in the driveways, uneven pavement, or shifts in the sidewalk. When I walk my doggy and he's low, I still have to keep an eye on where we're going because, there could be a little misstep in the sidewalk and over I go, right? So they can all catch a person's toe, lead to tripping or falling. More outdoor hazards: slippery conditions such as wet leaves, moss, inclement weather like rain, ice, or snow all make walkways and porches treacherous. Debris and obstacles, fallen branches, garden hoses, tools such as rakes, shovels, hoes, loose gravel on pathways. When my kids were younger, it was the toys out on the yard. Right? Oh my gosh, there's toys, so. More outdoor hazards: inadequate lighting, so poorly lit porches or driveways. Your entryway may have a dim light, make it difficult to navigate safely. Poorly maintained steps or stoops. Again, you might have a loose or uneven or a missing handrail next to steps or some stoops. Parts of the steps or stoops could be crumbling or missing. And thresholds and curbs. There can be high door thresholds or curbs that have unexpected differences in height at the street can also lead to falling. On a personal note, personal factors here: clothing, okay? If you see that picture there, it's a little hard to see. Those are very worn out soles on those shoes. They're basically holes on the bottom of those shoes. And I see that often. I see people who have literally worn out the soles of their shoes. So long length or poorly hemmed skirts, dresses or pant legs, high heels, loosely fitting shoes, backless slippers, flip-flops, all of that are poorly designed or poor footwear that doesn't really support your feet, untied shoestrings, broken buckles or shoe straps, worn out or slick soles like those pair of shoes right there. Glasses with photochromic lenses, mine do that. When I came into the building, because although it's not that sunny out, my glasses automatically darken and become sunglasses outside. That's very nice, but when I come in, this is the first thing I'm doing, right? Because I can't literally see for those first few seconds until my glasses come back to normal again. I don't like these. I wish I did not get them, but anyways. So those type of things can cause falls. Also, poorly working or non-working hearing aids. A lot of people don't realize if you have what's called a unidysfunction in one ear especially, and you cannot hear in that ear, it can actually affect your inner ear balance. So a lot of people don't realize that if you especially can't hear out of one ear, it can actually cause some dizziness or imbalance. So good working hearing aids are a must. Okay. How to prevent falls. So my lovely gentleman here is saying, I'm sorry, he must have offended his friend. I'm sorry I said you were proud. Just stop, because his friend's not looking. He's going to fall into the manhole. So his friend is trying to stop him. So that's what I want to do. I want to go over how to prevent those falls. So 3 things in particular. According to the National Institute of Health, preventing falls requires a combination of physical conditioning, so keeping yourself strong, environmental modifications, so again, looking around either indoors or outdoors, fixing things, and medical or lifestyle management. Okay? By addressing these areas, you can reduce the rate of falls by 26% for sure or more. Okay? So the physical prevention strategies. The Washington Research Group in 2017 did a study that showed improving the body's strength and stability can help prevent a fall from occurring or improve your ability to recover from a fall or a trip. Strength and balance training, Tai Chi, yoga, Pilates, weight training, even small handheld weights. They don't have to be heavy weights. Exercises that focus on your core, your abdominals, leg strength. This gentleman over in the corner is just doing basic sit to stand. I do this with pretty much every patient I work with. Why? Because it works those thigh muscles. These are the largest muscles of the body. They should be the strongest. They're the ones that get us up. Okay? That's a basic exercise. Just practicing that. Aerobic activity. Walking helps maintain your endurance. Swimming, water aerobics, boosts your endurance. The water buoyancy reduces stress on your joints, and the water has resistance. So water aerobics, or just even like doing standing exercises in water, or just walking in water, immensely beneficial. Proper footwear. Again, wearing well-fitted shoes, having non-slip rubber soles on your shoes, avoid walking in socks, floppy slippers, and high heels. I'm tall. My high heel days were over a long time ago, and I hate high heels. Slow transitions, just something from a physical perspective to be aware of. Often a lot of people have take medications for hypertension or high blood pressure, and that medication is there to lower your blood pressure, but our blood pressure normally lowers when we change position. So when we get up from lying down to sitting, or from sitting to standing, our blood pressure normally lowers. So if you have high blood pressure and you're taking an hypertension or a high blood pressure medication to reduce your blood pressure can even drop more. And that's called orthostatic hypotension, and it can actually cause you to get dizzy. So if you can, get up slow. Okay? Try to remember, we're not always supposed to be in a rush. Try to get up and move slow. Okay? All right. So, the proper steps for a floor transfer. Caitlin! Come on over. Okay. Sorry, my strap is falling off. Okay. I'm not going to push her over. Okay? So I'm not going to make you fall. But I want you to get down on the ground. Uh-oh. Caitlin fell. Okay? Now, when you fall, the first thing I always tell people is try not to panic, okay? If you have the ability to move, the first thing that we want you to do is to roll on your side. So it doesn't matter if you fall already on your side, or you fall on your back, or you fall on your stomach. If you have the ability to think this through and have the strength to do it, roll to your side. So I'm going to just have you roll to your left side there. Okay? Okay? The next thing is from there, she's going to get up onto her hands and knees and kind of crawl over towards furniture. Now, again, I don't like this chair, so we're going to say and pretend this is a sturdy chair, okay, with no wheels. So, Caitlin, what I'd like you to do is roll over enough that you get your knees on the ground. Good. Push up on elbows. There you go. From there, can you crawl to the chair? Number 4 is she's going to go from this kneeling position to what is called a half kneeling position. One leg up. That's a half kneeling position, number 4. From there, using this leg and her arms, she's going to get enough power to turn her butt around to get in the chair. Ta-da! Okay. So please don't have chairs with wheels in your room. Right? Yeah, I know. It's making me cringe right now with all these chairs with wheels. So that is the proper floor transfer. And if you guys want a copy of this, we could certainly give this to you. But I always tell people, try to not panic. If you do fall, and again, I know sometimes you could be knocked unconscious, or you could fall and you're so in pain or broke something that you can't move. But if you can move, just try to stop and think that there are actually ways that you can get yourself up. Okay? Thank you. Okay, and then now we're going to go from physical to those environmental prevention strategies. So before I talked about the type of things that can occur either indoor or outdoor that are hazards that can cause us to trip, these are those prevention strategies. So environmental changes aim to remove hazards within the home and within public spaces. So again, clearing pathways, remove the clutter, remove the books, magazines, newspapers, remove or reposition electrical cords out of walking pathways, remove the low furniture from high traffic areas, get rid of chairs with wheels, improve lighting, install bright light bulbs, install motion sensor night lights. It's a little hard to see over in the corner there. That is a small little plug-in light that when it gets dark, it automatically goes on. Those are great in bathrooms, especially at night if you have to get up in the middle of the night, or have one plugged low in an outlet in the hallway. You already have that light on because it's dark, they automatically go on. So that's kind of nice to have those. They're very inexpensive. It's a couple bucks to get those like at Walmart or wherever. Floor maintenance, remove or secure all throw rugs. I'd rather just prefer to get rid of them, but clean up any spills immediately on the floor if you can, or get someone to help you clean up those spills. Avoid walking on newly washed floors.
Kristi.
Yes.
Can we back up just a minute?
Yes.
We're told here that if somebody falls, not to try and pick them up. How do you feel about that?
Depends on, well, and I know you guys have, in some areas you have probably aides, right? Nursing aides. But if you're in your own independent apartment, if there's no one around, I mean, unless you can call someone and someone can come and pick you up, if it's a friend, you're at someone's apartment, and I wouldn't try if you don't feel you could physically help them, because you might fall, depending, right? Now, if it's your 30-year-old nephew, you fall, sure. But I would make that judgment call right there. If you're the person who you want to assist and help someone, you might want to stop and think, will I end up falling too? Or could we both get hurt here? Okay, good question though. Okay, yes? Anybody else?
Some of my friends have artificial knees.
Yes.
And when they roll over like Caitlin did, what do they do with their knees then? How do they project them?
You can actually weight bear on a prosthetic knee. It hurts like a son of a gun, but you can actually do that. The components are titanium steel inside the metal rodding and the joint cap in the knee. The back of the kneecap has a plastic button on it. So people are worried, oh my gosh, if I kneel on that, I'm gonna break that. No, they are designed, they will withstand that. So if it's hurting, yes, I get it, but you can actually kneel on a prosthetic knee, yes.
Because of our age.
Yes.
Because of our age,
Mhm.
making sure that we didn't cause a fracture before we get up.
Correct, yes. And we're gonna get into that a little bit about some of these physical management things as well, okay? Any questions on this right now? Oh, someone's got a question?
I think the demonstration of how to get up off the floor onto the chair should be done at least 2 times.
Okay.
Because there's one little move in there that some of us who may not be as athletic as others
You're
would
right.
have a tougher time
Yep.
comprehending.
Yep, and some people, they may have enough upper body strength to do more of a military crawl because they can't get up all the way onto their hands and knees. But if you can do anything to shift yourself, it may take a while, but if you can do it and you can get to a surface, something that's sturdy, and even if you can't sit on it, let's say it's not a chair, let's say it's a big heavy dresser, you can do something to try to get yourself at least from kneeling, get that foot under you, and then from there go into standing, if you can. If you try and you can't, okay, you at least try though, right? So I always tell people, there are people who are not gonna be able to get up. If they fall, they hit their head, they're knocked unconscious, or like I said, they might have broke a bone, they may not be able to move. They just might not be able to, okay? And that's where those life alerts come in, or if you've got a cell phone on you, you need to call, you call, okay? But there are times where people panic. They're on the floor, yeah, they might be in pain, but they can move, they don't know what to do. So those steps are for those that if they fall, I'm trying to get them to remember not to panic, and that you can actually, if you have the physical ability to roll and get into that sort of kneeling position, you can get yourself off the floor on your own and not have to call fire and rescue and pay $900 to do that. Okay, yes?
My wife had this problem with the artificial knees,
Mm-hmm.
and she had to take an occasional fall,
Okay.
and she would roll herself over to a chair, a sturdy chair, but first she would remove the cushion so as to lower and reduce the amount of strength she needed to get her butt up on the chair.
Smart woman.
And if it was like the couch,
Right.
then she would transfer herself over to the side with the cushion. Then just replace the cushion.
You're right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes.
You mentioned having other people help you who are not trained.
Mhm.
Could that be dangerous if they help you incorrectly?
Yes.
In other words, if they pull your elbow rather than help you under your arms, is there a special technique to do it?
Not really. If anything, and Caitlin, I'm sorry, I'm going to use you again as my guinea pig.
Don't forget to get paid, Kate.
Okay, go ahead, Paul. Okay. If she does not have the physical ability to roll to her side, and I have the physical ability, and I think I can do this, and again, always take caution, take caution, because we don't want you to hurt yourself either. What I want to do is do this. Yeah. And then it's get her at her butt cheek. Okay, now she's little, I know, but that's the goal.
Can you
Is
do
if you
that
can
again?
get that butt cheek. Do it again?
Please, yeah.
Okay, So I get her more into what we call almost a fetal position. I'm trying to roll her again. You could be in pain, but gotta get you off the floor, right? Arm over, and I grab her here. Get her here. With help, I need her to help if she can help, and at least try to get her there. Okay?
Then take her phone and call for help.
Yes. Any other questions? Oh, Caitlin, our lady in pink.
Who was it? Do you have a question?
Yeah, you were talking about hurting someone, helping them get up. What about injuries to the neck? Isn't that one of the primary things?
Yes.
If you don't
So-
know what you're doing.
Correct, you don't. If the person is immediately saying, my neck hurts really bad, or I feel tingling in my hands or feet, you're right. I would call 911 because you don't want to necessarily move them and cause a further neck fracture or cause paralysis. You're right. But sometimes we don't know. They could fall, you might be there trying to help them, they might be disorientated. You take that chance. But either way, they got to get up off the floor. So if it's not you that's doing it and 911 is called, EMS is going to come and they're going to try to do what they can to get them off the floor. And usually most of the time they'll put a neck brace on. But you're right, sometimes it's a judgment call. It's hard to sometimes determine that. But I always say, if you're there and you have the ability to say to myself, I think physically I can help this person, go ahead and try. But always take that just that second to ask yourself, am I going to possibly hurt them more, or am I going to get hurt myself? Okay? Yes. Oops, Trudy.
I think that here, I think that here at the Carrington, we're always said, people always want to rush to help.
Correct, yes.
But we have a system here where you can call.
Yes.
And don't put yourself in any kind of threatening position.
Absolutely.
Because
yes.
all you need to do is call and say such and such has fallen, they're in apartment 302, and we need some help.
Yeah. And if there is, in like this environment where there are, people here to help, great. A lot of times this is where those people who are fallen at home, panic, don't know what to do, lay there for hours or possibly days. And then that usually leads to further complications later or possibly death, right? So,
And also people have emergency
lifeline, right?
lifeline
Or a
that they
phone.
have, and they should be wearing all the time.
Correct, yeah.
And they push that right away and
Yeah.
say, well,
Yeah, and especially if they're home alone in their own home, you're right. They should either have a cell phone or a lifeline immediately. You got it, yeah? Oh,
Would it
yeah.
help to, if you can, sort of get on the knees by a chair and push yourself up? That's hard to do.
It is, but if you can do it, sometimes you got a little adrenaline in you.
But does it help to practice doing that?
Yes, I would say, I know you guys have a physical therapist, I think, on board. If that is something that you maybe want to practice with them, that's fine. We just don't want you to practice it on your own and all of a sudden you're sort of stuck, right? And I know you guys have your lifeline and I know you have people here that can help. If you want to practice it, that's great. Biggest thing though, if you guys want to work on anything, standing up from a chair. It is, again, these are the muscles that get us up. These are the muscles we use even in that half kneeling position to try to get ourselves at least up high enough to get our butt on the chair. We have to keep the thigh muscles strong, okay? Number one thing, these muscles here, okay? Anybody else? No? Okay, I'm gonna go on. A little bit more on the environmental prevention strategies in the bathrooms, installing grab bars near toilets and inside showers, replace or tighten loose grab bars or railings, use non-slip mats, install tub treads. Those are those sticky little sort of textured little strips you can put inside a shower floor or on the floor of a tub. Consider a shower chair or a tub bench. Stairs, install and ensure handrails. Make sure that they're secure on both sides of the stairway if possible. Add non-slip tread to each step. or contrasting tape. A lot of people do that outside. They'll put that like bright neon yellow on the edge of their steps as a visual. Yes. Correct. Right? Yes. Yes.
Can you repeat the question?
Oh, she's getting to it. Yes.
I said, living here, you don't have a problem with stairs. There isn't a stair in the building. Well, there are the stairs, but
You guys have elevators.
we have elevators. But when you leave the building, there's curbs and things like
Sidewalks,
that.
step. Yep.
And we don't know how to deal with them
You're right.
because stepping up. I would like it if they would have in the gym a set of stairs with railing,
Caitlin, you get on that.
so we could try it and practice.
Yes, yes, absolutely, yes. And I always tell people, yes, we want to make sure we maintain strength. If I'm sitting in a chair, let's say I got a weight on my leg or an elastic band, and I'm working my thigh muscles like this, I'm working strength, okay? But that's not enough. You got to have your feet on the ground to work on stability. There's a difference, okay? So again, I'm not saying that you can't do weightlifting. You can do that, but maybe some, wall push-ups. Because when you make contact with the joint on the ground or on a wall, you're working all the muscles then, instead of just doing this and doing a bicep curl. Again, that's good. It helps you stay strong. But this gives you upper body stability. This gives you strength, but this gives you stability. Okay, so there is a difference. And I'm not saying you can't do strengthening, but you got to incorporate a little bit of stability exercises as well. Yes? Okay. All right, I'm going to go on. This is where we were talking a little bit earlier about medical and lifestyle management. So according to the Mayo Clinic, regular health checkups can identify internal risks that contribute to instability. Again, that polypharmacy, there's often a lot of times people over the age of 65 who are taking quite a few different types of medications. So good medication review, have a doctor or pharmacist review all prescriptions, especially to know what those side effects for dizziness or drowsiness that can occur with some of those. And that picture right there shows on the medication bottle, this medication may cause dizziness. So there are a lot of medications out there that can cause dizziness. So, and again, vision and hearing exams. Schedule and attend annual eye exams to keep prescriptions up to date to ensure hazards are visible. Schedule a hearing exam as hearing loss affects inner ear function and can also is linked to dizziness and increased volumes. Okay. Yes.
If you have been taking something like that
Says may cause dizziness.
taking years,
Mm-hmm.
I assume that that is not going to cause dizziness. Am I wrong?
No, it can still cause dizziness. Yeah. Yeah. Bone health. This is what we were talking about earlier. Discuss vitamin D and calcium supplements with your provider to maintain bone strength and reduce severity of an injury if a fall occurs. So hopefully that can prevent you from actually crashing the bone, or hopefully, because as we get older, we can get osteopenic, which means we can start getting into osteoporosis. That's sort of the first stage, osteopenia and then osteoporosis. Some people will fall because their hip fractured because the bone is so thin from osteoporosis, and then they go to the ground. So it wasn't that they broke their hip when they landed, the hip actually broke before they fell, okay? So yeah, making sure that you keep those vitamin D and calcium levels up as well. Drink more water. Oh my gosh. My mother, my 93-year-old mother just passed away in November. She had a urinary tract infection that led to sepsis. So from the sepsis, she then passed away. It was a horrible 2.5 weeks in the hospital. My mom was not a water drinker. And every time I would go to visit her, and she was, for the last 2 years of her life in an assisted living facility, it was, Mom, you gotta drink water, you gotta drink water. We do not drink enough water. I don't even drink enough water. Our sense of thirst diminishes as we get older too. So we don't even recognize when we need water or when we're thirsty. So drinking water. And I know it leads to you having to go to the bathroom, but you gotta drink water. Proper hydration and a balanced diet prevents weakness and fainting, reduces the risk of those urinary tract infections or other metabolic issues. Okay. Assistive devices. Using your canes, walkers as recommended by a professional. Make sure they are at the correct height or size. Keep tips of canes or walker legs in good condition. Make sure that the brakes on your walkers are fixed or working properly. Use your assistive devices consistently. A lot of people have them collecting dust in the corner, and that's not necessarily good either. So now we're getting on to the assistive devices. So you guys all got a handout in regards to the type of assistive devices. I did not put a picture of every assistive device I listed, but I put quite a few of them on there just so that you are aware. So on that one first sheet, you'll see the different type of canes. A single point cane is like this. Trudy's pretty pink one. So a single tip, okay? There are quad canes, quad meaning 4. So those are canes with the 4 little legs on them, okay? There's a hurricane. What a hurricane is basically a single point cane like that, but it's just got a more wider triangular shaped little base to it, okay? And then it's a little hard to see on there, but there's a picture in between the canes there that shows how you can attach a tip to the bottom of your cane, and there's a little like ice pick that folds up and then you fold it down, or some of them are a tip that you attach that have these little like grabbers down at the bottom. Those are added to canes for out in that inclement weather like ice or snow. So those can be added. Crutches. There are 2 types of pictures for the crutches. Crutches are obviously used if you cannot weight bear, so non-weight bearing or partial weight bearing. Axillary are the regular crutches, which means those are the ones that go under your arms. Lost strand are the forearm crutches. So there's pictures on those for you guys. Walkers, oh my goodness, there's so many walkers. There's 2-wheeled walkers. Walkers that have wheels in the front. A regular walker that has 4 wheels. A standard walker, don't really use those a lot because standard walkers, you gotta do this. And that doesn't really get people in the normal walking pattern. People are afraid, oh my gosh, if my walker has wheels, it's gonna roll away from you. No, you got your body weight on it, it's not gonna roll away from you. Unless maybe you're walking downhill. I'm not saying standard walkers aren't good. They are used in certain specific conditions, but we therapists don't use them a lot because they really don't allow you to do a normal walking pattern. Hemi walkers. So you'll see a picture on there. A gentleman is holding literally a half a walker. Oh, thank you. And this is what we call in physical therapy an EVA walker. So it's more of an upright walker. Obviously not, this is not my height, but it's allowing for people to have more upright position, and their controls are up here for their wrists. Okay? Okay. All right. A 4-wheeled walker with a seat are usually the ones that provide the maximum stability. Those, we call those the Cadillacs of walkers. They're very nice. Okay, rollators, that is also very similar. It's a little more of an upright one. That's considered actually more like a rollator. Rollators are very similar to those 4-wheeled walkers with a seat. Okay, they have handbrakes, seat, usually a pouch on them, and then again, more of a stand-up rollator. Wheelchairs, there are different types of wheelchairs. There are the manual wheelchairs where you sit in the wheelchair and you propel it yourself, either with your arms or your feet, or a combination of both. Power-driven motorized ones, those are categorized primarily by the wheel drive underneath it. It's either the components to drive or propel the motorized wheelchair is underneath the seat or in front or in back. So a mid-wheel, front wheel, or rear wheel drive on it. Those are good, especially on all types of terrain. They got nice big thick tires. They can go over gravel, grass, those type of things. They can be compact and portable. They can fold. They're not the lightest, but they can fold and be put into like the trunk of a car. There's heavy duty ones that are super heavy, and there's specialized rehab chairs, which you can see on the picture, where the chair is actually tilted, it's up, it's got head supports, those type of things for those that are very, very severely immobilized. Okay. Any questions? Mobility, oh, yes?
What is the best position? Height position for the
Arms of a chair or a walker, or, yeah, or rollator, always at wrist height. Okay? So this has hand grips here. So in this position, because it's not here, it's here, this is too low for me. I would need to be, it would need to be up so that I can literally rest my hands. Okay. No, good question, good question. Okay, mobility scooters, 3 or 4 wheeled battery powered vehicles. They have handlebars, usually are operated by users who have some type of sitting balance, but are limited in their walking. So I kind of make a reference like a Walmart scooter. You see those scooters in the stores. Gait trainers, those are specialized walkers that are often used in pediatric cases or little children. And the walker, you'll see a picture on your thing there, the walker is actually behind the person and helps to keep them up and helps them walk. And again, those are often used more with children. Okay. OPDMDs, other power-driven mobility devices, those are like Segways. That's a big wheel thing that has a sort of an upright column on it, and people zoom around in town on those. Golf carts, all-terrain vehicles, those are all type of assistive devices or mobility devices, but those are other power-driven types. And then you'll see a picture of the lady in there with a prosthetic leg, also prosthetics and orthotics. The other picture in there, that pink flowered AFO or ankle foot orthosis, you'll see that in that picture. That helps, you put it in your shoe and helps you pick your foot up so you don't drag your foot. Okay, all considered assistive devices. Okay, I just wanted to put just a reference down there for you guys. The Illinois Department of Aging has a senior helpline, so there's a 1-800 number there, and also a website there that you can go to. If you have questions in regards to anything that you feel you need help with, the Illinois Department of Aging has that number. That number's there for you guys. DME, durable medical equipment. So what is DME? So durable medical equipment is equipment used primarily in the home to help us with ADLs, activities of daily living, such as bathing, dressing, eating. They're durable, so they withstand repeated use, and they serve a medical purpose. So that's why they're called durable medical equipment. So the types of DME, bathing and toileting aids, shower chairs, tub or bath benches, raised toilet seats with or without railings on them, bedside commodes, and there's some pictures in there for you guys on that. Dressing aids, we have long-handled reachers or grabbers. Okay. Sock aid, I have a picture in there of, it's a little plastic device with handles, and you put your sock on it, you plop it on the floor, you're in a sitting position, you kind of loop it over your toe, you pull up on the straps, and it slides your sock on. So that's a sock aid. There are little hooks that you can use to help button your buttons. Dressing hooks, it's a long-handled stick with different types of hooks on it. You can use it to help to pull up a pant leg or pull a suspenders up. Those are called dressing hooks. Zipper pulls, I don't have a picture of that, but you have a zipper with a long-handled loop on it. It'll help you zip up your zippers. Magnetic buttons, or not really buttons, but magnetic fasteners. all considered durable medical equipment. Eating and meal prep tools. So adaptive utensils to help with eating or preparing meals. Silverware that have built-up handles, especially if you have arthritic hands and you cannot grip a lot. Built-up handle is a little easier way of being able to hold your silverware. Non-slip mats, weighted silverware, so it doesn't have the ability to fall out of your hands more. It has a little more weight to it. There's a picture of a plate guard in there. So if you have food, there's a little guard on the edge of the plate so that your food doesn't fall off. And then we get into transfer and positioning equipment. So this is equipment designed to assist in helping you transfer a patient to and from one surface to another or help to reposition them. So you'll see it's a little hard. I apologize, those pictures are small. There's a mechanical Hoyer lift. That's where they actually get you rolled over to your side. If you're in bed, they put this sling underneath you. You roll back, they hook it up to the machine. The machine is either pneumatically pumped or has an electric component to it, and it helps to transfer you to wherever you need to go, and you're literally in a sling, so that's a Hoyer lift. There are Hoyer lifts that are actually built into the ceilings. Some houses have these. It's very expensive, but they actually have a ceiling track on the ceiling, and they get them in the sling. The sling's hooked up to this track, and it moves them from room to room. Okay, slide boards, they're like a wooden or a plastic board, about maybe this long, or it can be super long, and they will transfer someone, sliding them from one surface to another. Okay, and then sit-to-stand devices that help to get you up as well. Home accessibility modifications. These are permanent or semi-permanent fixtures to allow increased safety or accessibility within a home or some type of environment. Again, these are your grab bars, ramps, stair lifts, widened doorways, okay? The ADA guidelines recommend a minimum of 32 inches to a maximum of 48 inches for the width of doorways so that wheelchairs and other equipment can pass through. Also, a minimum of 80 inches for height of doorways, okay? Taller, better if possible. And a minimum of 36 inches for the width of hallways. That's an ADA requirement for buildings. Medical beds and furniture, these include hospital beds for home use, at home, pressure-reducing mattresses, and I think you have a picture at the end there on your handout, lift chairs that actually help you stand up as well. And then I put a list of in-network durable medical equipment for the state of Illinois. They have a plan called the Meridian Health Plan. There is a website that you can go on, and I have that listed on your form. That is equipment that your insurance, usually Medicare or Medicaid, will help to provide coverage for the cost of. So that gives a list of in-network durable medical equipment. And that's it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
I'd be interested in the three-wheel walker because it'll fold more easily to go out.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Are they strong enough? Because I was advised against them originally.
Well, you're limiting a little bit. You're limiting a little bit of your base of support, right? You're going from a triangle to a square, right? So depending on your physical ability, if you feel that that is a little concerning for you, that your balance is just a little off, too much for that, then a four-wheel is better.
And
yes.
what is a sit-to-stand device?
So like that last picture, just a regular recliner chair helps to assist, but there are also, and I didn't have a picture of that one, I'm sorry, there are actually contraptions you can lock onto a chair, and it almost looks like two pancakes on top of each other. I don't know how to describe them. And they have a little remote, and pops you up.
Okay. Or it pushes you.
Or pushes you slightly forward and up.
Stand.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. I couldn't find a picture of one of those. I'm sorry. I was going to try to get a picture. Yes.
One thing that you didn't mention that is a big help that I just got is a bedside, a grab bar.
Yes.
That-
Bed rails. Yes.
The one I have is only a foot high, but it's perfect.
Yep, and thank you for mentioning that. I didn't have a picture of that one. They're called bed canes or a bed rail, and it's not an actual full rail. It literally looks like a cane, like this, and it's partially about maybe this high, and then it's bent, and it's got a long sort of base, and you slide that underneath the mattress, and then that's right there to help you get up if you need to, it needs to help you get up out of the bed. And then there's ones that are more U-shaped, and then have a long base that goes underneath the mattress. Certain assisted living facilities, however, do not allow for those, depending on the width of those like U-shaped ones, because they have found that people can get their heads caught in them. So there are regulations on those for some of those. A cane one though, since it's open, those are usually okay. But good point, yes?
How many reps would you suggest doing from the sitting position to the standing position?
Start with 5.
How many?
5. Start with 5 reps. And if you can do those, the next day go to 10. That's how I always say. If you're doing number 2 and you're done, that's okay. Start with 2. Okay, the next day, all right, I'm gonna see if I can get 3.
Okay, but you should not use your hands to help you.
If you need to at first, yes, because we want to make sure you're safe, right? We want to make sure you know that the chair is there, especially when you're sitting back down. Don't rely heavily on your arms, but have them there if you need, just so you know that the chair is there. But I always tell people, usually within a few days, if you start getting up to 10 or 20 reps or repetitions, you'll get to the point where you're not needing your hands.
If you fold your arms.
You can fold your arms, you
Make
can
it
cross.
even easier.
Yeah, yep. Kind of, prevents you from cheating.
Yeah.
But I always tell people, don't feel you can't know where the chair is. So your hands are there if need be to just guide you through. So, good point. Anybody else? Yes.
Another thing that may be helpful for some people.
Yep.
Another thing that may be helpful for some people is having an Alexa device in every room or in your unit, because you can load your emergency phone numbers on there.
Bunch of stuff, yes.
And I think you can even call 911 through there.
That's
So
right.
if you're not near a phone or you're not near your emergency buttons,
And you yell,
those
"Hey,
are
Alexa."
helpful.
Yeah.
You can even put the front desk of the Carrington in there.
Yeah. I know for some people that's a little high-tech stuff, or they're not quite sure on that, but you're right. It's almost like there's a second person in the room. You get to talk to that speaker, and it connects you literally to what you need for phone numbers or emergency services. You're right. So, good point. Thank you for bringing that up.
What is that? I mean, what?
It is. I guess it's a.
It's like it's basically like a phone,
remote?
but it's not a phone. But it's a device that you can plug into like your kitchen or your wall, and it's like a speaker, and it works with AI,
Artificial
Alexa or Siri, and you could just call out with your voice. You could be like, "Hey Alexa,
Or, "Hey,
what's the
Siri."
weather?" And
Yeah.
it'll tell you the weather. Or you could be like, "Hey Alexa, call my son," and it'll call for you. So it's kind of like a speaker that's in your room, and you can just
Where do you get those? Where do you get that? Where do you
They're available on Amazon. They're very inexpensive. Basically, it's a backup emergency
Yeah, what do
device.
you call the device?
Alexa.
It's Alexa, Amazon Alexa.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you. Yeah,
Yes.
so they're attached to the internet.
Yeah, it has to be attached to the internet, but like James can help you set that up if you get the device. They're not. You can get cheaper ones. There's like even more high quality, like high techy ones that are more expensive. But even if you get like a basic, they're called Google Homes or Amazon Alexa. They're like $30, $40. They're pretty cheap.
You can also use them to ask if you want a popular song. They
They'll
do
play
that.
songs.
So they're nice little entertainment ideas.
Yes, they'll give you the latest news broadcast, Yeah, weather. Any other questions? Thank you all for allowing me to be here today. I appreciate it. Again, any questions, you can direct them to Caitlin too. She can always contact me. But hopefully, the numbers for the Department of Aging, the senior helpline, that's always a great resource for people as well. But again, if you have any questions, just let her know. She can always contact me. Thank you. I'll let you guys eat. It's lunchtime.